Let's be honest, the self-storage gold rush, it's over. For years, you could just build a facility, open the doors, and the customers would just show up. But today's market is a whole different ballgame. It's competitive. So how do you not just get by, but actually thrive in this new era? Well, we've put together a playbook based on what the experts are saying to show you exactly how. Let's dive in.
Man, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? The days of easy, passive income, of having waiting lists for units, of just watching the money roll in, yeah, those are pretty much gone. Now, every single rental feels like a battle you have to win. So, what's the game plan for winning that battle?
Okay, first things first, we've got to wrap our heads around the new landscape. And this isn't some temporary dip, you know? It's a fundamental, probably permanent shift in how the self-storage business really works.
The big mindset shift is this. You have to go from being a landlord to being an active business owner. You're not just collecting rent anymore. Nope. You're managing a complex operation that needs your attention every single day. On pricing, on marketing, on technology, the whole shebang.
Now, you might think your biggest obstacle is the new competitor down the street, or maybe a slow market. But a lot of the time, the real enemy, it's internal. It's this deep-seated fear of doing things differently.
Ugh, how many times have you heard this one? Maybe you've even said it yourself. Well, that's the way we've always done it. In today's market, that phrase isn't a strategy, it's a death sentence. Being willing to adapt and change isn't just some nice-to-have skill anymore. It's literally the only way to survive.
So this slide really presents you with a choice, doesn't it? When you feel that fear of change, what are you going to do? Are you going to forget everything and run? Or are you going to face everything and rise? This playbook, well, it's for the people who choose to rise.
Okay, now that we've talked about the internal mindset, let's get our hands dirty with some real-world stuff. And we're going to start with a headache every single operator knows all too well: the problem tenant.
So let's talk about a classic scenario. You've got that one tenant who is just a constant source of stress. They're climbing the fence after hours. They're always behind on payments. They're just generally ignoring every rule in the lease agreement. Sound familiar? Yeah, I thought so. So, what's the play here?
Here's the 3-step plan, straight from the experts. First, pursue legal recourse. Don't be afraid to spend the money on an eviction. Think of it as an investment in the peace and quiet and long-term health of your business. Second, mitigate your losses. Send those old past due balances to a national collections agency. It is not worth your time to chase that debt. And finally, and listen, this is absolutely crucial. You have to be a robot with your policies. No special favors, no isms. You treat every single tenant the same way, every single time. It's the only way to protect yourself and your business.
All right, once you start getting your on-site operations buttoned up, it's time to look at the technology that's running your business in the background. And this, right here, is where a lot of operators are still stuck in the past.
I absolutely love the honesty of this quote. Let's just be real for a second. Switching your main property management software is a total nightmare. It just is. But you know what's an even bigger nightmare? An old, clunky system that's slowly killing your business with inefficiency and missed opportunities.
So if you are going to go through the pain of a software conversion, you better make sure it's worth it. That means unifying your software so you have one system across all your properties. It means making sure your new system is like a wagon wheel that can easily integrate with your gate, your website, your call center, everything. And hey, don't reinvent the wheel. Talk to other operators who've already made the switch. You'll save yourself from some really expensive mistakes. Okay, with a solid operational and tech foundation in place, you are ready to go on the offensive. Now, let's talk about how we actually fill those empty units and start winning this rental race.
Look, there's no magic silver bullet when it comes to marketing. It's really just about doing the fundamentals perfectly. That means you have to own your local search presence on Google. You need a website that actually turns visitors into tenants. And you have to build a system, a machine, that consistently and automatically brings in positive customer reviews.
Because let's be real, it's gonna happen. No matter how great your facility is, no matter how amazing your service is, sooner or later, you're gonna get a negative review. And how you handle it says absolutely everything about your business.
All right, here's the 3-step dance for handling those pesky negative reviews. 1, acknowledge the issue. Publicly but briefly, just say you're sorry they had a bad experience. It shows everyone you're listening. 2, immediately offer to take it offline. You don't want a public back and forth. Give them a phone number or an email to solve it privately. And 3, and this is a pro tip, be fast. I mean lightning fast.
Google's algorithm actually rewards how quickly you respond to reviews, so you can turn a negative into a net positive for your search rank.
This quote is so important. Don't just ask for reviews and then hope for the best. You've got to inspect your results. You've got to track them. The experts we followed suggest comparing your number of move-ins each week to your number of new reviews. If there's a big gap, well, your system is broken. What gets measured gets managed.
We have covered a lot of ground here, right? From tenant disputes to tech upgrades to online reviews. And you might be sitting there wondering, okay, is all of this hard work really worth it? Well, the answer is a huge resounding yes. And now, we're going to show you the money.
This is the question. This is what separates the operators who are just getting by from the ones who are truly building wealth. It seems so small, doesn't it? Just 3 more rentals a month. But the financial impact? Well, it's staggering.
Okay, this is where it all comes together. Let's just do the math. 3 extra rentals a month at, say, $100 each. That's $300 in new monthly revenue. Over a year, that's $3,600. Now, after some minimal operating costs, you're looking at an extra $3,200 in pure profit, what we call net operating income. Now, here's the magic. In commercial real estate, your property's value is based on its profit. So at a 6% cap rate, that little $3,200 in extra annual profit adds over $53,000 to the total value of your facility, just from 3 rentals.
So remember that difficult eviction? That painful software upgrade? That negative review you responded to in under 5 minutes? They aren't just chores on your to-do list. They are direct, high-impact investments in the equity and the total value of your property.
And finally, please don't try to go it alone. The self-storage community is one of your absolute greatest assets. Join your state association, go to trade shows, share what you learn, and listen to what others have figured out. Because in this new era, it's the operators who work together who are going to be the ones who thrive. The game has definitely changed. The only question left is, are you ready to play?